presentation of Jesus in the temple is marked by glory, the radiant and shining presence of God. God's glory is always a weighty, substantial thing, and Candlemas, the festival of light which we observe today, celebrates that glory. And it's about God's glory that I want to speak for a few moments now. Mary and Joseph bring Jesus to the temple to be dedicated to the Lord. They're met there by an astonished and delighted man called Simeon, who recognizes in Jesus a light for the Gentiles and the glory of my people Israel. For Simeon, Jesus is the presence of God's glory and the future promise of it, a perceptive insight and a most radical and daring utterance on Simeon's part. Radical because God's glory lay in the temple itself. God lived there. The flame of his sacred presence showed his holiness and his majesty. And more than that, the prophet Haggai, as we just heard, had promised that the new temple would be more glorious than its illustrious predecessor, the Temple of Solomon. The splendor and the glory of this house, he said, will be greater than the first. Not more lavish, that would have been impossible. It was to be more glorious as the gathering place for all nations, a light to lighten the Gentiles and the glory of the people Israel. It never happened, of course. The Jerusalem temple was never a place of unity and reconciliation for all nations. So when Simeon identifies Jesus as the one in whom all the nations of the world will find their peace and praise, he's marking a great transition from the temple as the place of glory. He's pointing to Jesus as the person in whom God's glory shines. It is the mark of the life of the kingdom of God breaking in. The temple came and went. The second temple no more enduring than the first. But the glory of God cannot be destroyed. You may knock me down, says Jesus in the gospel reading we heard earlier. You can kill me, but I will triumph. The kingdom of heaven is on its way, and it cannot be stopped. The glory of God will burst forth in the resurrection, the radiant splendor of God in Jesus, living, dynamic, redemptive, and open to all, a light to lighten the nations, the glory of the people of God.